Hello, good afternoon. So, very expensive sound effects we have here at Debbie Shaw Sewing. A very happy Christmas to you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us this afternoon here live on YouTube. I'm sorry we're a little bit late. This is the only the second live YouTube I've ever done, so I'm still practicing with the technology, but I think we're there now. So come and let me know if you're there, and we can have a chat. And we've got 16 of you there already. Can you send me a message so that I can see that we're communicating, because we're supposed to be interactive. So there's no point in being live, is there? So the plan is for the next hour or so that we're going to have a bit of a chat, and I've written a story or two for you, and we're going to have a quiz. There will be prizes, and I've written a poem. And we've got lots of giveaways as well, so it should be fun. And oh, hello, hi Alex. Oh, I'm glad you're there. Thank you for bearing with me. I was chatting away for ages, and I'd got you on private, and you're not on private. Hi Sharon. Hi Ariana. Oh, you were lost too. Hi Anne and Alison and Tina and Elizabeth and Lynn, and oh, Merry Christmas again to you. Now there'll be a bit of the same if you were watching Facebook Live this morning. I do have the same stories for you. So not the quiz. Right. We've got a quiz, but the quiz has got different questions to this morning. Bob's still mooching around. She's limping a bit today, so not feeling too good. So we'll say hello when she's up in a bed, maybe. Oh, happy Christmas, Stephen. Happy Christmas, Renee. Happy Christmas, Gail. And I think we're up to date. Oh, hello, Lynn in Ireland. Lovely to have your company this morning. Now the giveaways. When we come to the quiz, I have 2 more books. These are going to be signed personally to you. I'll explain what's happening with the giveaways when we get nearer to it. I have the Seams collection, which is that fabulous hand cream, sanitizer, and cuticle oil. So it comes in a gift bag as well. So that's going to be one of the giveaways later on as well. Oh, hi, Anne. First visit to our live chat. Nice to have you along. First live chat to everyone. Gina says hi, Debbie and Gary.
Hi.
Merry Christmas, Susan, to you too. Enjoyed Facebook Live. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. And you know what I'm going to try and do is to zoom in a little. Well, that's better. I can read you without going like this now. So because it's always a school day here, isn't it? Linda enjoyed the Facebook this morning. Thank you very much. Happy holidays, Kelly. So where are you? What do you want, Bob? Where are you watching from? What's your weather like? What time of day is it? And what were you doing this morning? And oh, ISL, no idea what that says, but I'll translate it later on. But there's 2 of those, so hello. Hi, Dina. She's in Diana, sorry, from Germany. And Marcia, happy Christmas to you too. I think I know what it is. There is a cake lurking back here somewhere, and I think somebody wants it. I'm going to give away a couple of satchels from my Build-A-Bag Satchel book. And go and lie down. And we have a Clover box of goodies, and we have a box of fabrics as well. So I've got lots of giveaways coming up. Doesn't matter where in the world you are. It may take a little while for the postage to reach you wherever you are, because we're kind of all locked down here in Britain. I don't know what it's like where you are. Hi Heather, Merry Christmas to you too. Eat, drink and be merry, says Olivia. I've only just had my breakfast. Anne's in Baildon in North Yorkshire, cold and sunny. Oh, it's freezing here in Lincolnshire in England. Hi Pauline in sunny Surrey, but it's sunny and it's fresh, and it's one of those days where I want to go and take the dog for a walk, but again she's limping a little bit. Hi Master in Massachusetts, raining heavily today, and it's 9 a.m. in the morning. I thought 2 o'clock would be a good time to do a YouTube, so I wasn't getting you up too early in the mornings.
Morning Marcia.
Gary says morning, you probably heard that. Thank you for keeping me from feeling on my own. First ever Christmas on your own. I think a lot of people are going to be like that. Nicey, aren't they? Hi Bodil Blix, what a glamorous name. In Norway. Lovely to have your company. Okay, so We're going to kick off with a little bit of a story. So if you're watching Facebook this morning, you will have seen that. Oh, it's snowy in Pennsylvania. Woo. I have got a little rap coming up later on that my daughter has banned me from doing that because it's the wrong thing to do apparently, so I've got to keep my hands under the desk. But I've got a little poem for you as well. So we'll have a little bit of entertainment. Oh, just to mention as well, I don't really need that, do I? Anybody who wants a Happy New Year card from me and Kim, then you can have one. That's it. We've just had some little postcards made, and with me and Kim on the back there, and we're going to sign them and give them away. So all you need to do, in fact I do need that, let me give you the address, is to drop us an email to customer services at debbyshawsewing.com. Customer services, Deborah. Customer services at oh, I've spelled that very wrong, haven't I? At not Debbie Snore. Come on, Debbie Shaw Sewing. Debbie Shaw Sewing. Oh, sewing with 2 I's in it. Got a sensitive keyboard, I think. Customer services at debbyshawsewing.com. If you drop us an email, oh, you haven't even seen that, have you? There you go. Drop us an email and with your address, and we'll send you out a postcard, and we're both going to sign it as well. So again, it might take a little while because we can't see each other at the moment, let alone post anything. It's dry in Plymouth, lovely. Merry Christmas from snowy Muskoka. I've not heard of that one. Whereabouts is that then, Pat? Marty's in Lockport. Afternoon, Denise. I'm sorry if I missed any of your comments, but I will go. Oh, Angel in Houston, Texas. 6 inches of snow in Ohio. We have snow planned for next week. Not me personally, is it? It has planned snow for next week, apparently. But we normally get a bit of a dusting. I can't remember the last time I had enough to build a snowman. Hi Ody again, beautiful in Pennsylvania. Have you been there? Yes, if I do miss any of your comments, I will go through them all and take a look afterwards. Hi Gloria in Brooklyn. We're all over the place, aren't we, today? Denise is on it. A second glass of cherry brandy. Denise, really? Oh, go on, it is Christmas Day, isn't it? Thank you, Sally. Oh, 8 books for Christmas. That is going to, if you do 1 book a month is going to give you about 20 projects a month to do. That's going to keep you going for years. Hi Maria from South Carolina. Hello Julie Hind. Happy Christmas to you. It's my sister-in-law. Santa's brought me a tote bag and template book. Oh, that's going to keep you busy as well, Faye. Hi Lucille in South Africa. Pam, oh, sorry, Lofty Creation, from Pam in Alaska, and Galinda's in Shelby in the USA. You know, I could spend the rest of Christmas Day doing this. I think it's fascinating. We're all over the world. We can all get together in one spot. Tanya's in the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Saloma's in Portugal. Christine was spoiled by Santa this year. So again, if you're, and actually for the quiz that we're going to do in a bit, that customer services email would be the one to send your answers to, if you send your address to, if you win anything as well. If you do contact us there for anything, us being me and Kim, my daughter, can you just put in the title what it's about? Just so that I can file everything when we go through all of the emails and put you in the right bit. Sean's in Dorset. Oh, right, we're going to have a bit of a story first of all to get us in the mood for a nice warm and cosy Christmas. So let me, I'm doing, there's just me and Gary here today, so we're kind of doing if I had a whole production team in a gallery, this would be very different, but it's quite good fun. So this is my little story, and it's called Bobbin and Me. After a hearty feed, dogs, and feeling like a fat quarter, I like to walking foot my dog Bobbin. Calico for a walk, said I. Bobbin cottoned on straight stitch away. I poplined on my tacking boots, Bobbin's Peter Pan collar and lead, and off we set in sleeve. We walked up the road, then turned weft into a field. I let Bob in free motion so she could break thread into a running stitch. Now, being outdoors really loosens tensions and allows you to forget unfinished projects. It was a lovely sunny daisy stitch with a warm palette of natural fibres. Not overlooking the birds and sewing bees, the great key to our enjoyment is the liberty of stitching in the ditch and getting knotted. Needling through the countryside, keeping our eyelets open for interesting threads as we embroider our way, chasing squirrels as they darted into buttonholes, understitching and overcasting, snipping off corners and jelly rolling in the canvas. We came to a traditional style and had to reverse stitch as we didn't have a knee lifter. I had a notion it was about to rain, so we had to haberdashery. I had to collar bobbin into backstitching, but a little notch in the right direction helped. Time to finish off our seams, we curved our corners, turned our hand wheel and followed the same pattern home. On our way back, we said hi Shank to other walking feet, the charm-packed William Morris with his red setting spray, Lewis and Irene with their French bulldog clip, Terry Towling with his boxed corner and accidental terrier. And of course, we were all wearing damask. When we got home, feeling quite laminated, we put on the Riley Blakes, Bobbin had a herringbone, and I sat in the loungewear with a lovely layer cake. What a percale day.
Hey.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I was saying earlier, my daughter was quite concerned that I was going to start talking like that all the time. I'm working on it. It could happen. It could happen. I don't know if I told you before. I went to see the opticians to have my eyes tested a few months ago, and the optician, she was, you know, they're there with the magnifying glasses this close to you, and she said, "Do you know you have some thread in your eye?" And she pulled out a little piece of red thread that was getting a bit confused with the veins in my eye. I couldn't feel a thing. But yes, I'd actually got thread in my eye. And when I got home, my daughter said, "Mum, you're turning into sewing." So when I eventually depart this earth, I'm going to have on my headstone something like, "She ran out of thread. Unravelled here on this day." Right, I'll catch up with some messages, then we'll get on. So where were we? Merry Christmas from southwestern Germany. God bless you too, thank you. Oh, thank you. Alex, did I spell it wrong? Customer service at debbieshawsewing.com. I'll try and put it back up again in a bit. Just got half yard bags. That's Pepsi Glare. Enjoy, thank you. Where else are we? Oh, Lisa's in Cyprus. Lots of you have. But I know, thread in my eye, Gloria. Couldn't even. It's only a tiny little red thread, but I didn't even know it was there. Could have been in there for years. I could have a whole collection of bobbins and buttons and all kinds of things back there. Oh, sewing and patchwork. Good afternoon to you. Made one of my trio applique heart bags. Oh, that was only the other day, wasn't it? That was Wednesday. Hi, Santa. Oh, Florida. Hi, Santa. Hi, Santa. You're late here. Bell's PK. Merry Christmas from Florida. Oh, right. Oh, thank you, Ju. We have coming up next then Romney Marsh. Isn't that a lovely name? Merry Christmas to you too, Lorraine. Oh, Jane, Merry Christmas from Draycott. We used to live just down the road from there. We lived in Totem for a while. Oh, thank you. Dog and Mum. Oh, hi, Kim. I didn't think we'd be seeing you now. Thought you were busy having Christmas dinner, all that kind of thing. That's my daughter. Kim, can you repost the customer services email address if you can hear this? Because I got it wrong. I think my keyboard's too sensitive and it had lots of E's and N's in it where it shouldn't have had any. Right, should we do a quiz? And oh, Sophia in Cleveland and Ohio. Julie and Kim are having a chat between themselves now. Let's do a quiz. Oh, if you want me to, we're going to do some sewing. Forgot to tell you. And I've got some bits of fabric. I've got a few plain and I've got a few coloured. Don't know what to make, and we've got to do some sewing because it's a sewing channel, isn't it? So if you've got any ideas, let me know. If I don't see them all, I apologise, but I'll keep looking at some of your other ideas that come up. Hi, Amanda in Georgia. And Caroline in the Isle of Man, and Shay in Oklahoma. But let me know what you want to make. Bear in mind this is a project that's probably going to last about 10 minutes, so I'm not going to make a wedding dress in that time, or a quilt or anything. But if there's a little project that you think, let's see how we make that. I've had challenges for bowls and bags and a placemat, or just something little like that. We'll do a bit of a sewing thing later on. You don't need to stop eating your dinner to do the quiz at all. Tissue pack cover would be good. That's a good one actually, Alex, isn't it? 'Cause it's only a little. I don't have a tissue pack here, but we can still make one, can't we? We can guesstimate the size of it. Maybe we'll do that. Happy Christmas, Sue from Kent. Oh, I made an apron this morning, Lofty, in the Facebook Live, so I don't want to repeat that one. Hi, Sue in Cumbria. Right, so we'll do that in a bit. Now, quiz-wise, not all of the questions are going to have prizes. I'll let you know when they are. And because we are YouTube, a pan holder. That's a nice idea. A mask. Oh, thank you, Julie, for the tree. It is a lovely tree. It's actually from the living room. We've carted it down the bottom of the garden, especially for this. A tissue box cover. We could do a tissue box. We could do a tissue, but I haven't got a tissue box. We could do a box cover. Let's do a box cover. An overlocker mat with integrated offcut bag. That's a nice idea. Coaster, origami gift bag. I'm trying to figure out if we've got time to do two. We'll do a box cover, and then we'll see how much time we've got left. Hand sanitizer holder, that's a good idea. See, you're full of these good ideas. Wrapping paper storage bag. Now, I made one of those, Sean, in one of my books, and I used an embroidery hoop for the top, and just made a big long bag to go on the bottom of it, and folded it through the embroidery hoop and fastened it, and then when you hang it up, the hoop goes flat, so it kind of closes it all, and then you can hang it on the back of a door. Hi, Christine. Oh, thank you very much, Lynn. It's actually a dress. But I've got jeans on under here because it's freezing. Merry Christmas to you, Sandra. Anyway, this quiz, right. Because we're on YouTube and you can't really message on here, and then a Linda, a tortoise. If I had time, I'd sit here and do it. I love a challenge. I'm not having anybody throwing things at me that I can't make. We could do tortoise. Marian's been on a cold walk. Right. What I'm going to do this time, because I did a quiz this morning, different questions in the Facebook Live, and it's quite difficult to, after I've said the questions, for me to scroll through and blindly pick out a random winner, and then a lot of the time I was picking out somebody that had a wrong answer. So we thought it'd be a lot cleaner and easier if you put your answers on here. If you put the number of the question next to your answer. This is just for the prize ones, and then I'm going to go through afterwards and pick out a winner for each one of the prizes that we have for you. I think that's going to be a lot easier. Julie's struggling with internal zips on her satchel bags. Always seem to get a hole at the zip end. What type of zip? Oh, we'll do that later on. I tend to go off-piste somewhat when new questions come through. A mouse mat. I do need one actually from a mouse. That's a good idea, Beverly. Right. So that's what we'll do the prize questions, okay? I'll pick somebody out. I'll post on underneath the video, probably tomorrow now. I think it would be easy, wouldn't it? And I'll just write a list of all of the names of anybody who's won anything. How's that? Happy Christmas, Caroline. I'll do it later on this afternoon. Shan't do it tomorrow. Let's do it this afternoon. Hi, Carol. Yeah, so just to go back again, because I'm getting a little bit waffly. If you put your answer on here, I will pick them out after we finish the live and then put a list of everybody that's won. And then if you can contact me on that customer services email address, I'll put that on the list as well. So you can just let me know who I'm going to be sending things to. I hope that explains. Let's get this quiz going. Okay. Are we ready? Number one. How many children was Isaac Singer believed to have fathered? Was it A, 4? Is it B, 17? Or is it C, 24? So how many children was Isaac Singer believed to have fathered? We'll give it a minute. I've got my hourglass, okay? And then after the minute, I'll give you the answer. You should meanwhile have had all of your answers coming up there. And then we'll move on to the next one. So we can have a bit of a chat in between times. Bob's with us again, look, fast asleep. Actually, she's not feeling too good at the moment, I think. Been licking her leg this morning a bit and limping, but it's the first time. When did she have her operation? About 6 weeks ago, and it's the first time she's been off of painkillers. So maybe that's it. And of course the vets are closed over Christmas, aren't they? Oh, lots of answers coming through here. You've got about 20 seconds left before we move on. Hi Mary, Merry Christmas to you in Paxos. Oh gosh, there's lots of answers coming through. Oh, and I tell you what, for this one it will be my Debbie Shaw Sewing Room Secrets. So let me write that down. Oh no, we're not giving the prize for that. Oh, getting all confused. I said I'd let you know when the prizes were. So this is a practice. So okay, we're out of time. How many children did Isaac Singer believe to have fathered? Was actually 24. And I think it was 6 different women. I know. Okay, no prize for this one. This again, just a little bit of fun. So question 2. Why are buttons on women's garments traditionally placed on the left side? Is it A, they're easier to sew on for right-handed sewers? B, they're luckier on the left-hand side? Or is it C, servants would find them easier to fasten if they're on the left-hand side? So again, why are buttons on women's garments traditionally placed on the left? Easier to sew, A, most sews are right-handed. B, considered to be lucky on the left. Or C, servants found it easier to fasten them on the left-hand side. Oh, I think most of us have got the answer to that one, haven't we? Almost out of time. Next one up, we'll do a prize one, okay? Oh, Merry Christmas, Carla. Okay, we're out. Oh no, we're not quite there yet. I think you're onto it there. So the answer is, why are buttons on women's garments traditionally placed on the left? It is C, because servants apparently found them easier to fasten. Okay, this one is for a prize, right? So this is 3 for a prize, and this is going to be Debbie Shaw Sewing Room Secrets. I will sign it personally to you, and again, it doesn't matter where in the world you are, we can post these out wherever you like. You ready? Where were denim jeans believed to have originated? The key's in the question. Where were denim jeans believed to have originated? Was it A, in Italy, B, in France, or C, in America? 1 minute to go. Merry Christmas, Jennifer. Oh, thank you. Happy holiday season to you too, Debbie. Actually, Lofted, that was quite a good explanation. I've got all of these questions off Chinternet. So, that might have been a bit of a trick one. So whether these are 100% accurate, I'm imagining so, because I did read the same things on quite a few different websites. So we've got lots coming up. Oh, we've got another. Nearly gave away the answer of the next one then. Oh, lots of different answers for this one. I think you might be quite surprised. So this is the prize, remember. It's Sewing Room Secrets Machine Sewing. If you can sew already, that's a great book to give away to a beginner sewer. Okay, so where were denim jeans believed to have originated was actually A, Italy. Denim originated in France, and it came from a city called Nimes. So when something came from Nimes or Nîmes, it was denim. So that's where the name denim came from. So denim as a fabric originated in France, but jeans were first made for the Italian Navy to wear on duty in the 1500s. So that was the key in the question, was where were denim jeans originated, not necessarily the denim. So again, I'll go back through all of your answers and pick somebody out afterwards. Okay, another bit of fun, no prize for this one. What year was the zip invented? Was it A, 1893, B, 1747, or... I think we disconnected and reconnected really quickly then, so it seemed to be okay. So let me run that one by you again. What year was the zip invented? Was it A, oh you've got it, yeah, A, 1893, B, 1747, or C, 1807? And the answer is actually A, 1893. Another bit of fun one. What is the most commonly used sewing stitch? Is it A, a skipping stitch, B, a running stitch, or C, a walking stitch? I don't think we need a minute on this one, do we? The most commonly used stitch, A, skipping, B, running, C, walking. Oh, that's a good one. We'll do that one for a prize in a minute. I'm trying not to cross over with any of the ones that we had this morning. In fact, I might cross over one about the most expensive dress, because I just found it was really interesting. Okay, so obviously the most commonly used running stitch is B, which is a running stitch. Right, let's do a prize for this one then. So, oh, come on, I haven't quite finished down there. Right, so prize-wise, let's do a bag. So this is one of my satchels from the Build-A-Bag satchel book. I will line it before it comes out. Everything's been in boxes. There you go. So for the bag, the blue bag. Oh no, it's not that one, is it? This one, blue bag. What is a Hong Kong seam? Is it A, a seam used by Chinese tailors? Is it B, a seam sewn from the bottom up to the top? Or is it C, a seam finished with bias binding? Did I go? Oh, well, hopefully I'm not blurry anymore, Mary. I don't know what happened there. I think we had a little bit of a disconnect and reconnect again. So I'm hoping I'm not blurry now, Mary. Merry Christmas, Joe. So a Hong Kong seam. This is for a prize. Is it A, a seam used by Chinese tailors, B, a seam sewn from the bottom to the top, or is it C, a seam finished with bias binding? Love seeing these answers coming up. Do we know how many people watch? 170 so far. I think it's wonderful technology, isn't it, when you can talk to so many people all over the world all at the same time. Even, you know, different time zones and everything. And I think it's lovely as well with let's do more live YouTubes, is that we're all like-minded. Everybody here, all of those hundreds of people watching, are all sewers or people that are interested in sewing. I think it's lovely. Okay, so the answer is C, a seam finished with bias binding. Now I'm going to ask this question again. It's not a prize one, I just found it really interesting. So for those of you that are watching that weren't watching on Facebook this morning, this one's more for you. So, what was the most expensive dress ever sold at auction and who did it belong to? Was it A, Marilyn Monroe's white dress from Some Like It Hot? You know, that's the one where a skirt blew up. Was it B, Marilyn Monroe's nude dress? You know, the one that she sang to John Kennedy when she sang Happy Birthday to him? Or was it C, Audrey Hepburn's Eliza Doolittle dress from My Fair Lady? She's got the big hat to go with that one. So we'll give it a minute again. So the most expensive dress ever sold at auction. And these are taken from the top 10. And I'm sorry if you're listening to this morning, but I just find it really, really interesting. When you look down the list of all of these bestsellers, Michael Jackson's Thriller jacket was there. Michael Jackson's Bad jacket was in there. Audrey Hepburn's Breakfast at Tiffany's dress was there. There was one Lady Diana dress included. Queen Victoria's bloomers. There were the only 2 royalties. Who else was in that one? I can't remember. But the dress that was actually the most expensive isn't the one that I expected it to be honest. I'll tell you that in just a second. And we were saying earlier that you'd expect there to be an awful lot more of the royals' outfits in there, but they don't part with them. We went to see, actually, a few years ago, me and Kim went to see an exhibition at the Royal Albert Hall of the Queen's dresses from over the years. The size of their museums, their personal museums where they keep all their own clothing, must be vast. There were hundreds of dresses, and she had them all in like separated into colours. So it wasn't through the eras, it was in colours. So there's the yellow dresses and the pink dresses and the purple dresses, because Queen always wears very bright colours so she can stand out. And she's tiny. I never met the woman, but I think she must be about 5'2". And her earlier dresses, when she was in her early 20s, her waist was like that. But it was just the enormity of all of these dresses. Where do you keep all of those? And I wonder if they kept on mannequins, or if they're hanging up, or maybe she goes to one of those big storage places with the big bright yellow containers that you never know, do you? So the most expensive dress ever sold at auction was Marilyn Monroe's nude dress when she sang Happy Birthday to John Kennedy, and it fetched £4.8 million. I wonder where the money went. Who owns the dresses after she popped off? The second most expensive dress was Marilyn Monroe's white dress from Some Like It Hot. The third most expensive dress was Audrey Hepburn's Eliza Doolittle dress. Oh, the Some Like It Hot dress, $4.5 million. Audrey Hepburn's Eliza Doolittle dress was $4.4 million. And then in fourth place was Michael Jackson's Thriller jacket, the red and black one. Susan's just finished a dinner. I've only just had my breakfast in between the shows. Right, I've done that one. Okay, shall we do another prize? Have we done So Outdoor Living? 1, 2. Oh no, we haven't, have we? So Outdoor Living. So this is one to get you sewing right now for the summertime. Decorating your garden. And again, that's going to be signed for somebody personally. And the question is this one. Star next up as a prize. Approximately, how many litres of water does it take to make a t-shirt? Is it A, 17? Is it B, 1700? Or is it C, 2700? So that's approximately, because it depends on the size of the t-shirt, but approximately how many litres of water to make one t-shirt? A, 17, B, 1700, or C, 2700? Quite shocking, actually, when you think about it. I might have just given that one away. And this is for, remember, my half yard living book. So Outdoor Living book. Half yard outdoor. Oh, I haven't even got one of those. Well, so many of you are right here. Gina, Marie, oh no, and yeah, Susan. It actually takes 2,700 of litres of water approximately to make one t-shirt. Okay, true or false? Jersey fabric originated in Jersey and the Channel Islands. So did Jersey actually originate in Jersey in the Channel Islands? Yes or no? True or false? Who's Googling it? Good point, Alex. 2,700 litres of water in one t-shirt would be pretty soggy, wouldn't it? So many of you there, this is lovely. 171 in one go, amazing. Okay, the answer is actually true. It was originally made from wool and was developed or invented or first made in the medieval times, actually in Jersey. Okay, another bit of fun one, so no prize for this one. What is the natural substance that you put on thread to help with hand stitching? Is it A, earwax? Is it B, beeswax? Or is it C, milk? So the natural substance put on thread to help with hand stitching: A, earwax, B, beeswax, or C, milk. I'm just going to have a look for some new questions. I've got them all mixed up now. We'll do that one. Where it was 2:45. I haven't done any sewing yet. We'll just do, what have we got? 1, 2, 3 more then. 3 more prizes. Okay, so the answer is B, beeswax, although I've never actually tried putting earwax onto thread, and I've got a feeling that might actually work. Okay, prize-wise, let's do the fabric. So this is a lovely box of fabrics, all in blues and peaches. I don't know how much is in there, but there's quite a lot. Okay, so this is for this one. What was Coco Chanel's first name? Was it A, Coco? Was it B, Gabrielle? Or was it C, Brenda? So Coco Chanel is her real first name, Coco. Is it Gabrielle or is it Brenda? You're quite smart at these, aren't you? Haven't seen anybody get it wrong yet. We'll give it just a few more seconds though, because when I go back scrolling through, I want to make sure that everybody's in there before we move on. Okay, so the answer is B, Gabrielle. Well done. So that's another prize one. I'll put that one back there again. So another silly question. No prizes for this one. Can you make fabric from cabbage? Is the answer A, yes, B, no, or C, don't be silly? So we had in the previous hour, can you make fabric from nettles? But could you make fabric from cabbage? Yes, no, or don't be silly? There might be a couple of answers to this one, to be honest. What were we making? Oh, we were making a tissue box cover, weren't we? I'll get on with that in just a second. We've got 2 more prizes to go. Oh, we're out of time. Okay then, can you make a fabric from cabbage? Actually, B or C are both the correct answers, no and don't be silly. But you can actually dye fabric with red cabbage, but no, you don't make fabric from cabbage. Another prize. This will be the Seams hand cream gift set. So you'll have the hand cream and the sanitizer. This is lovely stuff, and the cuticle oil. seams. So Toyota was founded in 1937 by Kishiro Toyoda. Why did he change his name? So he changed his name from Toyoda to Toyota. Is it A, Toyota can be spelled with 8 strokes of a pen in Japanese, and 8 is deemed to be a lucky number? Is it B, it was a genuine spelling mistake when registering the company? Or is it C, Mr. Toyoda was at the time engaged to Miss Toyota, so it was a mark of respect to change his name to hers? Remember, this one you're going to win the seams set. Hi Andrea from Canada. Hi Sue. Yeah, can you imagine fabric made out of cabbage? Ooh, oh, oh, her blouse stinks. So is it A, Toyota can be spelled with 8 strokes of the pen, and 8 is deemed to be a lucky number in Japanese? Is it B, that was a genuine spelling mistake when registering the Toyota company? Or was it C, Mr. Toyoda was at the time engaged to Miss Toyota, so it was a mark of respect to change his name to hers? Have we got it? Okay, the answer is actually B. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, no, forget that. The answer is actually A. So Toyota can be spelt with 8 strokes of the pen, and the number 8 is believed to be a lucky number, and it was certainly lucky for Mr. Toyoda. I think he died about 5 years ago, at 100 years old. And he was buried at the rest home. I think it was a rest home that he set up for employees of his factory. So he was there. Well, there you go. So that's that one. A bit of nonsense one, no prize for this one. Gutermann. Gutermann was originally Guter woman. Beate Guterwoman was born in 1828 and took the man's version of the name to become taken more seriously in the industry. So is that true or false? Gutermann was originally Guterwoman, and it was Beate Guterwoman. She was born in 1828 and took the man's version of the name to become taken more seriously in the industry. Is that true or is it false? Oh, I think we're 50-50 on this one. Is that true or is it false? Oh, look at that. True, false, true, false, true, false. We really are half and half on this one. All right, that is actually false. Now, final question, and again for a prize. So I've got another satchel bag to give away here. So this is for the bag. Just do that up. And it's another one from my Satchel's Build-A-Bag book. Satchel, just so I remember. And this one is, whose idea was it believed to be to put buttons on the sleeves of military jackets? Is it A, Gokwan, because he just loves a decorated sleeve? Was it B, Elizabeth I, because she used to hook lace hankies on them? Or was it C, Napoleon Bonaparte, to stop soldiers wiping their noses on their sleeves? So whose idea was that? Buttons on the sleeves of military jackets. Gokwan, because he loves them. Elizabeth I, because they wear military, the royalty wear military uniforms when they go and address the armies, don't they? And on special occasions. So she would have hooked her hankies on there when she was riding side saddle past her armies. Or was it C, Napoleon Bonaparte, to stop soldiers wiping their noses on their sleeves because he didn't want slug marks on their sleeve? Can you imagine? Oh, we're out of time. Oh, it was C. I wouldn't have, that's Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte. I wouldn't have thought when your soldiers are going out to war, you'd really worry too much about them wiping their noses on their sleeves when they're about to face death. But there you go. That was what was believed to have happened there. Right, let's do a little bit of sewing. Look at that dog. Isn't that the cutest little thing? I say little, she weighs about 6 stone. Right, I'll move those out of the way. We'll send those out as soon as we can. We do have a problem with postage and shipping at the moment in the UK because the borders have been closed. So we can still ship to America and Australia and all over the world apart from Europe at the moment. So hopefully that's going to change quite soon. I don't know, I don't have that on authority, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, tissue box. I don't actually have a tissue box to cover, but at least I can explain how I would do it anyway. So I need a bit of bias binding, I need to put the iron on, and I'm just using what I've got around me, so bear with me. So I've got a bit of that fabric, and we've got some fancy stuff. Must have a bit of fancy fabric down here. I've got a bit of that one. That will do. That was the apron I made earlier. Okay. So again, I don't have a tissue box because this has just been a challenge. So I'm just guessing what the sizes would be. Let me have a think. Okay. So let's pop that over there. And I'm just going to pick up my ruler, which I dropped on the floor earlier and didn't pick it up. Oh, excuse me, do bear with me. Then I'm going to chop off the selvage. Let me just move that out of the way so I can see what I'm doing up here. There we go. Okay. So let's neaten up the edge here. That does look a little bit wasteful, but I don't want to spend too long cutting and neatening, shall we say. Now I would say an average tissue box, so we're doing a square one, would be about 5 inches square. So in that case, I'm going to need, let's do a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and we're going to do 5.5 inch squares. And I'll need 5 of them. Always cut away from you. So that's 4. Can you see what I'm doing there? Have I got my right hand? Oh, you're still looking at the dog. I forgot to press the button. Mind you, it's a nice sight to look at, isn't it? So all I'm doing, I've cut out, well, there will be 5 5-inch squares from each of 2 fabrics. That's what I do most of the day, actually, just sit and look at her. I think she's gorgeous. So that's what you're supposed to be looking at. So let's, oh, I don't know if I've got that quite right camera angle wise, so, well, that wasn't 5.5 inches, was it? That's 5.5 inches. I could stand up to do this, it'd be a lot easier. Out of 2 fabrics. So we'll have the plainish one for the other side, and again 5, this is ever so easy, 5 the same size. So again, let's neaten that edge off. Neaten off the bottom. So what's your plans for the rest of the day today? I know for some of you it's very early in the morning, and probably some of you it's the middle of the night. So I think, well, I've got a gift bag to make for a start, but I think I'm just going to sit and watch films on TV, because I don't get to do that very often, because it's normally all work, work, work. I don't even know what films are on, actually. Must be something nice and Christmassy. Oh, Joe's starting the day with sewing knowledge. Yeah, sorry Sandra, I pressed the wrong button. What's Dawn doing? Dawn's waiting for the sprouts to cook. Love a sprout. Dinner with a daughter. Oh, that's nice. Pepsi Claire's going to pop a bottle of Plonk. I don't blame you. Right. Well, that's the wrong size, isn't it? I've done that 4.5 instead of 5.5. That's because I'm juggling at the same time. I'll save those for another project. Right, bear with me. Apologies. Because I'm doing everything all at once. Talking, pressing buttons, answering questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 inch squares, not 4.5. In fact, I'll use that one as a template so I know I get it right. And then I am going to put some fusible fleece behind the outer pieces. And I will need some bias binding for this as well. The tissue packet cover, I do actually have a tutorial for one of those. It's sewn by hand, but you get an idea for the sizing and everything if you wanted to make one of those. And it's in the kids section on YouTube. So I've got a channel, all part of this channel, but it's aimed at teaching kids how to sew. So they're very simple projects. And at the moment it's all hand sewing. I have got a little sewing machine that we're going to start doing tours around and teaching kids how to use a sewing machine, what the stitches are for and that kind of thing. So yeah, have a look if you maybe bought a sewing machine for one of the kids for Christmas, or you want to get them into sewing, then there's a lot of felt projects on there at the moment, but that will be growing. There will be more with that one. Right, we'll have some H640 on the back of this. So just on the outer pieces. This is a big piece, isn't it? Let me put that blade away. Happy Christmas from Harrisburg in the USA. Hi Angie, happy Christmas for you. Prime rib for Pat tonight. Oh, and a 3-month-old grandson. I don't know if I get to see mine this Christmas. So what are you like in the States at the moment? Is it locked down like it is over here? I think it's going to get worse after tomorrow as well. We can't go anywhere, do anything. They've shut the borders. Oh, we've got miles and miles of lorries trying to get out of the country, which is a real shame. Angel, I don't know why I'm still blurry, because I'm not blurry at our end. Anybody else finding me blurry? SF101, I don't know what that is, Carla. H640 is a Valaiseline product. I use it quite a lot. And it's a fusible fleece, so it's a polyester fleece, but it's still soft enough to sew through. It's about 1/8 of an inch in thickness, but it just gives a bit of stability and allows your work to kind of stand up on its own. But it's still easy to sew through. You don't have to trim it back into the seams or anything like that. Not blurry. Oh, good. A dusting. Is it that cold, Sherry? A dusting of so in Tennessee. I'm blurry in Renfrew. Don't know why I'm blurry. I'm not blurry on my screen. I'm clear on Ariana's end. Okay. Now I will put some bias binding around the end of this, but I'm not gonna be able to get to that point, I don't think, because we'll be here all day. Which isn't a bad thing, is it? Really. Pellon. Oh, it'll be the same kind of thing. I think Pellon and Valaiseline do very similar, don't they? Just cutting around each one of these. And okay, I'd normally use my rotary cutter for this, but I think this is going to be quicker. I haven't ironed right up to the edge because I don't want to get the glue on my iron, so I'll just whiz the iron over all of those squares in just a second. Right, just switch it off now. Happy Christmas from Decatur. First time viewer. Hi Kathy, it's only my second time live on YouTube. Let me know, would you like to see more? I was in America, okay. Oh no, Pat, that was ages ago. We finished the quiz now, you must be catching up. Lisa can see me fine, lovely. Okay. is. So I'm just going right up to the edges now just to make sure this sticks. It's not the most important thing in the world, but helps. Right, so we don't need you at the moment. Oh, that's my cake fell on the floor. And we don't need you anymore, so I'll have you out of the way down there. So I have 5 pieces with fusible fleece and 5 pieces with the lining without. So we're going to make the top of this first of all. So let's pop 2 pieces together like so. And I'm just going to put a couple of pins in each side just to hold that in place. Angel would love to see more. We can do more lives. And then, so this is what happens with impromptu sewing. I don't have all of the tools that would be ideal for this because I need some kind of template now. So this is where your tissue is going to pull through. So I'm going to draw by freehand, and again, if you've got any kind of oval or circular template, or oh, did you hear that bird? Isn't that sweet? Then use that. Or when you pop the top of the box out, it actually comes out with a piece of card, doesn't it? Which is that kind of shape. So I've folded and folded again to find the center point, and then I've just drawn a circle there. And then I'm going to sew around the circle, so just bring the machine in. Small stitches, so I'm going down to a 2.2, and then really carefully just sew around the edge of, I say circle, it's an oval, isn't it? And sew straight around the edge, like so. So always leave the needle down when you're turning a curve. And just so that you can carry on the same stitch line. Right, I might stick my nose under the camera, but I just want to make sure the ends have met there. And then, anybody else like more lives? Don't know why I prefer YouTube. Well, you prefer the lives on YouTube, Sandra. Not everybody does Facebook, which is why I thought on Christmas Day I'm not just going to concentrate on Facebook. We'll do a live on YouTube as well. But no reason why we can't do more. And if you like it, let me know. So I'm just cutting out the centre here. If you do like the lives, if you weren't aware, if you do Facebook as well, I do a Facebook Live every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. So for 3 Saturdays of the month, I will be on my Debbie Shaw Sewing Facebook page. And for the last Saturday of the month, I pop over to my Half Yard Sewing Club Facebook page, still at the same time, still at 11 o'clock. And if you do Facebook, then, oh, Nikki, okay, all right. I will announce on both of my Facebook pages which one it's going to be and when. And then on my website, which is debbieshawsewing.com, we do a live on a Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock. So you don't always get the quizzes and the prizes and the giveaways, but we do normally a more organised sewing demonstration. So it's not just impromptu sewing with whatever happens to be around me like this one is. Right, so I'm turning this the right side out. So I've actually turned the lining through the hole that I've made there. So I've trimmed it quite close to the seam, and I'm just going to give that a press. I'm not too worried about it wrinkling on the lining. That's the outside. I don't want that one to wrinkle. That oval could have been a little bit more oval, to be fair. But that's the important bit, because that's the bit that you're going to see. And then I'm going to top stitch around that hole just to keep it nice and neatly in place. 11-hour time. EST, Angel, is normally 5 hours behind. But the best thing to do with the times is to Google it, because I don't know whereabouts you are, and just to make sure that we're in the right time zone and difference and everything. Just Google it just beforehand. Oh, that wasn't very neat. Never mind, you get the idea. So just top stitching just to hold the layers together, just there. And back to the beginning. just need to trim that back a little bit. Got some thread there. Okay, so that's that. Where are we? It's 3:10. We've got more stories to do yet. And then we're going to part these two. So let me do this quickly because we don't have to be here all day watching this. So that's going to be the top. Then I'm going to put the sides on. In fact, we'll sew the sides all together first of all to make a tube. So try and make sure that the fabric's all in the right direction if you have a directional fabric. And we're just going to sew down the sides. I'm just using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we'll sew all 4 pieces together to make a tube. It's not my designer fabric, Lisa. This is actually the V&A commissioned Alice in Wonderland fabric, which only came into the country about 2 weeks ago, and I think it's practically sold out. We might have some fat quarters on the website, but it's gone really quickly, this one. More on YouTube for Marion, it's better than Facebook. Okay. One of the things, you know, you shouldn't take any notice of what people say, I know. But there was a comment on my last YouTube, it was years ago, actually a while ago, we did a YouTube live, and somebody said, oh, I don't like the chat and the hellos. And it kind of puts you, oh, all right, then I shan't do that anymore. But you know, I kind of like the chat and the hellos. There's still over 200 instructional videos on my YouTube site, so I think a little bit of chat just, it's like, I don't know, you can talk back again. That's what I like, it's having a conversation with people rather than just demonstrating to you. So I've changed my mind about that. Crafting with Ruby. Merry Christmas all of you. Oh, thank you, Angel. Right, that's the top, and that's going to go on the top of here, but I'm not sewing through the lining, I'm only sewing through the top. Now a tip for you, and I may as well have, so I may have explained this before, but the tempting thing with this is to start sewing with the edge of the fabric into the corner. Don't. You're going to overlap it. So in effect, you start sewing about 1/4 inch in from the corner here. So the edges of these pieces of fabric are actually meeting up. Can you see that? So there's my corner. Overlap it and start sewing where the seam is here. So I hope that makes sense. I don't pin on little things like this normally. Find it easier not to than maneuver around pins all the time. So we're going to go straight across here. And when I come to the second side, I hope you can see this okay. This is overlapping again, as it should be. And I'm going to sew, I can feel where the seam is, but I'm going to stop sewing 1/4 inch from the end. Just there, then we'll turn it around. Thank you, Denise. Do you know, let's do that. Let's do more of these. And what time is best? Because kind of 2 o'clock in the afternoon is quite good for me. It's not too late. I've still got time to get some work done afterwards. And I did bear in mind that for those of you in America, you probably are 5 hours behind, so it's not the crack of dawn. Right, so let's turn this around. I'm just lining up the edges. Helen, lovely, thank you. I'll try and do some more. I like the lives. No, it's quite insular when because all I do is sew. I sew for books, I sew for magazines, I sew for my half-yard sewing club, I sew for TV, and it can be quite insular, can't it? You sit there sewing all by yourself. So it's nice to have the chats. It's nice to know you and know what you, not what you want, what you like to sew, what you don't like to sew, what you'd like to see more of, and even, you know, putting out questions like, what brand is your machine? Questions like, what shall I sew in this hour? You come up with some really nice suggestions that I might not even have thought of, and that makes it a bit more personal, doesn't it? Right, I'm off my soapbox now. I don't know what day, that's the only thing. I don't know if I'll be able to do YouTube regularly because I do so many lives, I don't get that much work done. Unless I just do a live as I'm writing for a book or something, that might work. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. My machine, it's not my machine, Lofty, it's my daughter's. It's an Elna. I I like Elna. My main machine that I use at home is a Janome 6600. It's not actually made anymore, but I love it. It's so heavy. It's a big cast iron thing. Well, it's a cast thing. I don't know if it's iron. I think it's cast aluminium, but I can't carry it. I can't even lift it up and down off the table. So I needed a smaller, more compact machine to use here in the studio. Because this is, if you weren't aware, this is my new studio. I've only been in here about a month, 18 months in the building of. So I wanted a more lightweight machine. Couldn't find one anywhere. Nobody had got a machine with all the specifications that I wanted available before Christmas. It seems like everybody in the UK has just sold out of sewing machines. So I borrowed my daughter's. So this is my daughter's sewing machine. It's an Elna 570. Things to look for if you're looking for a new sewing machine. I'm not affiliated with any particular sewing machine. I buy my sewing machines because I've turned down so many ambassadorships because I don't purely want to be associated with one brand. So I do buy my sewing machines. I'm not given them, so I'm not paid to talk about them, basically. Same with anything that I use. I use a lot of Clover products. They don't pay me. And the fabrics from Clover Cotton, they don't pay me. And that's what I like. Where was I going with that one? So, sewing machines. I would recommend any Elna, any Janome, any Brother, Pfaff, Husqvarna. I've never used a Bernina. I know, well, they're believed to be amazing. I've never used a Juki. I haven't used every single sewing machine that's available out there. But out of all of the machines that I've used, I just recommend going for a machine that is a big brand. Have a look at reviews if you're ordering online. Always have a look at reviews, even if you're ordering a store. Look at the reviews online first of all. And I'm saying the big brand ones because you get support. So Elna / Janome, I know particularly, are based in Stockport in Cheshire. There is somebody at the end of the phone that you can give them a ring if anything goes wrong, and I like that. You spend a lot of money on a sewing machine, so it's nice to know that you're not on your own. So if that's why you're asking which machine I use, that's why. I like Elna / Janome, same thing, for their reliability and their speed and their performance, and they are a lot of money. I want to trust it. I don't want it to let me down, so that's why I use these machines. Pfaff Creative, made in West Germany. I haven't used that one, Andrew. I had a Pfaff Passport a few years ago, and then I did have another one. I had a little Husqvarna quilting. What was that called? H100. That was a nice little machine as well. Juki's very. Christina's got a Juki. Singer and Pfaff. Singer and Pfaff are, I think, a little bit like Janome and Elna. So they're two companies, but they're umbrellaed by one company. So I'm pretty sure that Singer and Pfaff are under the same umbrella. Doesn't mean that they use the same manufacturers. I'm not sure about that. I don't know very much about those. Marcy had consumer service issues with Singer. And I'm surprised at that. I thought Singer were very good at that. Yeah, Lofty, I would rather... I mean, it's very nice for companies to come along and say, oh, well, if you be an ambassador for us, if you recommend our brand, we'll supply you with endless amounts of whatever it is. And I don't want to be tied to one brand. It's things like, I love Valiseline fusible fleeces. I use an awful lot of Valiseline interfacings, H640, H630, the lighter interfacings for dressmaking and things like that. I also love Bosal. Now they're competitors, but I like Bosal for their foams. I like Bosal wadding. Bosal do a very good fusible fleece as well, but you can't use everything, can you? So if I was to say to either of those companies, yes, I'll be an ambassador, give me lots of free stuff, I wouldn't be able to use the other stuff, would I? Right, I wasn't going to do the lining, but I'm doing it now anyway, because I'm quite enjoying talking as we're doing this. Investigate that. What's your problem, Tina? I missed that one, didn't I? Anything I can help with? I'll just flip back a little bit. Using a walking foot. Oh, making a quilt, and my top layer is puckering, even using my fingers to try and smooth the material. Using a walking foot, try lengthening your stitch a little bit. I always start in the middle of a quilt and work outwards. So that may help. So at least it won't pucker so much. It'll kind of flatten out all in the same direction, so you couldn't get the puckers. Do we have any expert quilters out there that can offer some advice to Dina? Now, oh, I've made up the, I'm just sewing away and talking without even showing you what I'm doing. Let me show you what we're doing. So that's the outside of the bag, and that part of the lining I didn't sew to it, so that's kept loose. So I've sewn a tube with the remaining fabric. Hello, Maud in Zimbabwe. And I'm going to sew this just to the lining section. So this will make more sense when I've done it, I think. Merry Christmas, Maud. Mexico, Alicia in Mexico. Wow, Carmen in Puerto Rico. When can you use, what do you use a walking foot? Glenda, a walking foot, I don't have one. I might have one. I don't think I've got one with me. Oh, Kim, how do I open this? Let me just have a look in my box of tricks down here. I don't think I've got one. My machine's actually got a built-in walking, no I haven't. They're a separate attachment. You unscrew the ankle of your foot, so it's not just a drop-on one. You unscrew the ankle, and they're normally white things, and they look like they've got a lobster claw on the side of it. And you screw the foot on. The claw bit goes across the needle clamp, so the screw that holds the needle in place. And then when the needle goes up and down, it makes the foot go up and down from the top. And it's actually got teeth inside the top, so like your feed teeth on the bottom that pull your fabric through, you've now got teeth on the top that pull the fabric through as well. So if you have very slippery fabrics, if you're making a pair of curtains and you have different weights of fabric, so very heavy on the outside and very fine on the lining, or if you're sewing through lots of layers of fabric like you are when you're quilting, they're sometimes called an even feed foot because they feed the fabric through at the top at the same rate as you sew them through from the bottom. Now for most machines, or any machine that I've used, you can just leave it on. They're a bit noisy because of the mechanics inside them, but you can just leave that foot on all the time. So you can use it with just one layer of fabric, you can use it with decorative stitches. So I can't guarantee on everybody's sewing machine, but that's certainly what I've found with walking feet that I've used before. So I'm just sewing this on the same way as I did before. But on fabrics like anything that's laminated, so if you have a faux leather, or we call it oilcloth, but it's not actually oilcloth anymore, is it? It's laminated fabric. It can help to stop the fabric sticking to the foot. So that's another use for them as well. So I'll just sew this around. I think it'll make, rather than watching me trying to fiddle around with this, it'll make more sense when you see the two pieces that I've got together on here. Hi Deepika, Merry Christmas to you too. Far 14 built-in walking foot. Yeah, mine's just on all the time. I would prefer, to be honest, if I could drop it down, lift it up. You have to actually change the foot on my machine for the built-in walking foot. So I'll leave it on all the time. It's very wide though, so I can't get very clear. You know, I don't normally use a zipper foot, but it would be difficult not to use a zipper foot when I've got that walking foot on. That's all right, Angel. I do my best. I'm not a fountain of knowledge, but I know quite a bit about sewing. What happens when you spend your life doing it, isn't it? Right, no, and I've almost finished this. I'm not putting the binding around the bottom because I've still got another story and a poem to read you yet. You're not going anywhere yet. So we've got that look. I'll show you up here. So we've got two boxes and they're joined together by that section in the middle. And then I'm just going to pull the outside over the lining, push out the corners. So that's that. I'll give that a press. I'm not going to do that now. And then I've got raw edges all the way around the bottom. So I would stitch very close to the edge just to hold all of those together, and then take a length of bias binding, which I don't have. Oh, I do have, it's right next to me here, and just neaten off the edge with the bias binding, and then pop that over the top of your tissue box cover, and you've got a nice little box cover. So thank you for the challenge. Okay, poem or story? Let's do poem because you haven't read my poem yet. What have I done with my poem? now this is my daughter at home willing me to lose the poem so I don't read it to you. I'm sure that's what it is. Oh, sorry Kim, it's here. Right. I haven't got anything fancy with this one because it's only a little quick poem. It's called Sewing Wrapped Up. I shan't do that because I'm too old for that. If you want to sew, you got to go. Make a dash, get some cash, build a stash, buy a book, take a look, zig and zag, make a bag, feel no guilt, make a quilt, do your best, make a dress, add a dart, just make a start, give it a go, you never know. For me, just knowing that you love sewing makes my day in a funny way. Sewing is fun for me and I love having your company, so thanks for being my mates on these little sewing dates. Oh, I can hear a rapturous round of applause, I know. Silly Monkey just joined. What we do? Oh, we've done it now, Silly Monkey. We have been Silly Monkeys for the last hour and a half or so. Oh, I'm glad you like my poem. Oh, Kim, that's my daughter. There she is. Look, is that? Oh, she's got hearts in her emoji. I thought it was. I don't know how they do a cringing one, but I thought it'd be more like a, oh, mother. Oh. Okay, I've got another story for you. You did hear this if you were listening or watching on Facebook earlier, but I'm going to do it again. So this is called A Very Differential Christmas. I've got a box of goodies coming up, so that's why you can't see me at the moment. Right. Here we go. We might have got these mixed up a little bit, but we'll have a go. Thought I'd lost something. Okay. A Very Differential Christmas. Oh, I have lost something. Oh, bear with me. This year I thought, what is the point, Turner? We're on our own, me and the Rosenhubble. My son Taylor is in the millinery. My daughter Thimbley is in lock stitch. My singer and my brother-in-law are in gathered tier 4 with their support bubble. I thought I may as well just stay and stitch in my flatbed. But no, I thought, do you know me? Always looking for a silver lining fabric. The dog is bobbing up and down. The cats need dual feeding. So I just need to get my bodies out of bed, forget the toil and tribulations, and have a catch stitch with my friends on BoobTube. Didn't have a BoobTube. So really getting in the mode, I use my long arm to don some festive ready to wear and my free arm to pop on some slip stitches. My charm pack, Rose and Hubble, is more interested in basting layer cakes and jelly rolls, leaving us jingle-minded people to get right sides together. So although this year can be needle up, needle down, I hope I put a smile on your face, if only for a short hem. Thank you. Oh, oh, hang on. Oh, I've done it again, haven't I? Where's my mouse? The end. Ta-da! Oh, hang on. Oh, I didn't the end. There's the end. Honestly. And cheers. Thank you. Gary, I need a production team. I'm pressing the wrong buttons at the wrong time, trying to read scripts and putting stills in and getting props that I need. I need a floor manager. Need to stop being a diva. I'm getting emoji rounds of applauses. Two showms were in a bar. One said, "Are you a singer?" The other said, "Why? Do you know me?" Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, we should have said that at the beginning, shouldn't we? Any more sewing related jokes? Maybe next time. Oh, you go on there. Could you take that off? Now that woke the dog up, didn't it? Only for a second though. Just reading through your comments before we go. Thank you, Lofty. Now, Sherry, I might make your heart sing. Singing isn't something that I'm going to be doing anything of. I'll just warn you about that. Happy Christmas, Jean. Well, I hope, is that proper champagne as well? It is my first one of the day. I know some of you lot have been on the rum punch since 8 o'clock this morning, from what I've heard. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you've had a lovely day today. I hope you enjoyed the Facebook Live this morning. If you didn't see it, then the video is still going to be there. It's very much similar, but your questions were different. With the quiz questions and prize winners, just to reiterate, I'm going to go back through all of the questions now and randomly pick out the winners from that. And I will put a page on there underneath this video later on today with the email address that you need to send me your address, so I can send those out to you as well. So congratulations in advance for all of those of you that have actually won something. Mary wants me to post my poems. No, you're making me all big-headed now, Mary. I could write a book, couldn't I? So do enjoy the rest of your Christmas if you can, and I'm going to see you again on Facebook tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. That's on Boxing Day. I haven't even had a sip yet, that's just the thought of it. On Boxing Day at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, so if you can join me then, that would be lovely to see you. If you subscribe to this channel, press the red subscribe button and then the bell so that you can get alerts. It doesn't cost anything to do that, but I can send you messages then. I can send out a blanket email to all 240,000 of you, just saying when the next live one's going to be. So I will do more. At the moment it's just trying to schedule them in. There will be a live though, if you don't do Facebook, on my website on debbieshawsewing.com on a Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock. But again, I'll put that in the notes after the end of the show. That's no problem. What is Boxing Day? Don't you have Boxing Day, Chris? It's the day after Christmas. So it's tomorrow. In the UK we have Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day, the 3 celebratory days. So off you go. Go and enjoy the rest of your Christmas. I'll see you on Facebook tomorrow morning, and you all take care, won't you? It's been a lovely day today with you. Thank you for making my day. Bye-bye. My sound effects, they cost me a fortune. I've got to use them, haven't I?